Namaste. My name is Manisha Singh, Assistant Professor in Department of Food and Biotechnology under Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. I am teaching you subject Food Safety and Quality Control for class DET FBT 6th semester. In today's session, I will uh, teach you e-sensing or electronic sensing techniques in food quality analysis. In our previous session, we were discussed all about what is sensory analysis and what are the objectives of sensory analysis. So let's begin with the topic and see what are the different electronic sensing techniques used in the food industry. First of all, you have to know about what is sensory analysis. So it is a scientific discipline used to evoke, measure, analyze, and interpret reactions to those characteristics of food as they are perceived by the senses. These are the sight by your eyes, smell by your nose, taste by your tongue, touch by your skin, and hearing by your ear. Okay, so these are the senses. Next, we will do the sensory analysis according to the descriptive, discriminative, descriptive, and by the consumer, and also by the human beings or the instrumentation as well. Okay, so there are the biological senses, and these are the sensory properties measured by them, and these are the analytical techniques we use instead of the sensory properties of the human being. And what are the parameters of the instrument? We will get it out after testing these parameters. Okay, so by the eyes we will get the size, color, shape, and we will do by analytical techniques we using the Hunter Color Lab, electronic eyes, SEM, particle size analyzer. So the parameters are the L, A, B, and L star, A star, B star dimensions. Basically, L is for degree of lightness. Okay, so whether the darkness or the lightness of this. A and B is for the green to yellow, and blue and green and red, and blue and yellow. Okay, these colors are determined denoted by the A and B. Okay, next we have the feel. Feel is done by the texture. Okay, sensory property measured by the feel is texture, and analytical technique used for that is texture analyzer. And parameters we will examine by the texture analyzers are the force, time, and distance. Then we have nose. Nose is used for the odor and aroma. And in instruments, we have in industries, we have the electronic nose, gas chromatography, and GCO. Okay, parameters are the sensor responses. Basically, sensors will respond the how much it is effective. Okay, next we have the tongue. Tongue is sensory properties measured is taste and flavor. And analytical technique used is electronic tongue and LC. Next we have which will give the parameter, basically depends upon the sensor responses. Next we have hearing. Hearing, by hearing we will know about the structure and texture of the food product. And analytical device name is acoustic devices, which is measure the sound. Okay, which is used for measuring the sound. So why do we need for the electronic sensors devices? So requirement for the fast, reliable uh, online quality control for continuous monitoring to ensure the consistent quality of the food product. Okay, because subjective if we do the subjective sensory analysis, it will fluctuate. Okay, sometimes we like these products and sometimes not. It totally depends on our mood. So subjective sensory analysis is quite difficult. Okay, and we require fast and reliable uh, results. Okay, next we have numerical values we require so that we can communicate it with the international standards. Okay, so we maintain the international standards. Next we have lack of facility for the sensory analysis and non-availability of the trained panel, and time and cost constraints. So first is electronic nose. In this figure, you are seeing that there is a biological nose in which there is a cribriform plate in this, and there is a mucus layer. Over that, there is a olfactory epithelium and olfactory nerve, and there is a olfactory bulb. Okay, so by inhaling, there is a odorant in the atmosphere. Then that will goes inside the nasal cavity, and there is a olfactory mucosa which basically which basically connect to the olfactory receptor, and these odorants will bind with the olfactory receptors, and then olfactory receptors neurons, which will activation of the receptors and goes to the central nervous system. Okay, and then we will identify the type of smell. Okay, so this diagrammatic diagram is for commercial e-nose. So there is a vials in which the food material is there, and there is a carrier gas inlet, and then there is a sensor chamber, and there is a flow control which will control the flow of the gas, or you can say the odorant, and then there is a sensor signal, and there is a graphical output for that. In the e-nose we will get the graph of the odorant. Next is a comparison of biological smelling and the e-nose. Biological systems often serve as a models for new technology, and the electronic nose known as the e-nose got its name because it operates like a human nose by containing a large number of sensors. Okay, like this, there is a receptor. Receptor is in biological nose there is a neurons, and in the electronic nose there is a sensor array. In that, feature extraction is done by the olfactory bulb in the biological nose, but in the electronic nose there is a chip. Okay, then pattern of classification, in humans we require a brain who will classify which type of smell is it or which type of odorant it is, and in the electronic nose there is a computers which will identify that this odorant is this type. Okay, next, this is the uh, image of the electronic nose which we are using it in our industry, food industries basically. This is a alpha MOS model. Then what is inside the nose, electronic nose? So sensor matrix is composed of 16 metal oxide semiconductor sensors, specially designed stainless steel measurement chamber, and there is an air sample pump and cooling system. Okay, so this all compose the sensor matrix. And key concepts of the MOS sensors. MOS stands for metal oxide semiconductors. So wide spectrum of responses. Basically, it is non-specific to the odorants, and then sensitive. It is highly sensitive, durable, and easy to replace and inexpensive. Okay. So sensor, what is sensor? Sensor is devices that is able to provide a signal proportional to the physical or chemical property to which the device responds. This is a metal oxide semiconductor, quartz microbalance, and conducting polymer. These all are the type of the sensor. So for the metal oxide sensors, metal oxides are semiconducting materials, for example, zinc oxide, which are a gas sensitive, and sensors comprise of a thin layer of an oxide film deposited on a ceramic tube or plate and heated to a temperature 175 degrees Celsius and to the 450 degrees Celsius. Okay, so selectivity basically depends on what? The catalytic amounts of doping metal, which is basically a palladium for tin oxide sensors introduced as a trace impurity on the sensor surface. This is the diagram of the metal oxide sensor. Okay, so the resistance of the sensor thus decreases in the presence of an odor with size of the response depending on what? The nature of the odor molecules and the type of the metal oxide. And response time depends upon the reaction kinetics, headspace nature, volume of a measured headspace, and flow rate of the carrier gas. Very sensitive. It is very sensitive and fast response. So there is a different sensor types and their working principle. So metal oxide sensors are basically work upon the resistance and impedance principle, and conducting polymer sensors also having the same principle as of MOS, like resistance and impedance principle. Next we have the electrochemical sensors. Their working principle is also conductance, intensity, and the voltage. Acoustic sensors, there is a mass and frequency shift. Calorimetric sensors, there is a temperature. Working principle is the temperature, and optical sensors, there is optical properties are the working principle. Next we have the conducting polymer sensors. Okay, so fabricated by the deposition of very thin film of electrically conducting polymer, which are electropolymerized, and basically polypyrrole or polyandrine with various counter ions in a solvent between the two electrodes. Okay, so different types of electrochemical deposited sensors on silicon substrate there. Then the basic copolymers used are the pyrrole and their derivatives, aniline derivatives, and indole or thiophene. Okay. Next we have the gas which is soluble in the coating. Next, we have the quartz crystal microbalance. Basically, QCM, and the gas which is soluble in the coating will increase the added mass on the crystal and decrease the frequency of the oscillation. According to the sensing element is the coated quartz resonator, and a coating silicon's polyglycol, which is a gas sensitive, is deposited on the quartz support. Okay, there is a quartz plate, so this all deposited on this plate. Okay. Then we have the comparison of sensors. For the metal oxide, they are low, medium selectivity, high sensitivity, and medium desorption time. And for conductive polymers, they are high sensitivity to the humidity and medium selectivity, shorter lifetime, and lower reproducibility. QCM, for the they have the dependence on the humidity and medium to high selectivity and quick desorption time. This is the comparison of the sensor characteristics. So the selectivity is the capacity of a sensor to be sensitive to a specific compound. Okay, according to the sensitivity of the specific compound, there is a selectivity. Okay. Then we have the important volatile compound influencing the flavor, like the hydroxy compounds. Example is the geosmin, is having the earthy flavor. Okay. Aldehydes having the hexanal, so they have the apple flavor. Likewise is that. So it is a electronic noses for laboratory analysis. These are the odor analyzer instruments name, and there is a sampling of them, either manual or auto sampler. Then detection technology mostly is MOS, metal oxide sensors, and ultra fast gas chromatography, and their applications are R&D, product development, and quality control, and process monitoring as well. Okay, so this is the variant of electronic nose. It is a Gemini electronic nose. This is lab configuration and on-field configuration of the electronic nose. Next, we have the electronic tongue. Okay, so taste perception, basic taste are the sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. Sixth one is not recognized as a taste, but it is mentioned kokumi. Okay, we require tongue. Over the tongue, there is a taste bud and the receptors, basal and supporting cells. There are the 4 types of papillae: foliate, filiform, pungiform, and curriculum and we adult having the more than 2000 taste buds over the tongue. Okay, so flavor molecules fit into the receptors on the microvilli at the top of the taste sensory cell, causing the electrical changes that release transmitter onto the nerve ending at the bottom of the cell, and the nerve carries taste messages to the brain by different ion channels. Okay, next we have the taste is related to the chemical composition. As we already know, the bitter compounds tends to have multiple nitrogen atoms. So there is the nitrogens, so it is a quinone and beetrix which have the bitter taste. Next, we have the sour compound are acidic in nature, and the sourness of the substance is relative to the dilute hydrochloric acid, which has sourness index of 1. By comparison, it with tartaric acid has sourness index of 0.7, and citric acid has an index of 0.46, and carbonic acid an index of 0.06. Okay, this HCl is hydrochloric acid, acetic acid, or you can say vinegar, and there is a tartaric acid structure. Next, we have salty. It is basically a simple salt. For example, sodium chloride. When it is dissociates into the water, it will give ions of sodium and chlorine. Okay, salts are formed between the groups of 1, 2, and 3. Alkali metals known as group 1, which includes the lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and alkali earth metals, which is also known as group 2. They have beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, and halogens having the group 3: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and antimony. Then salts made from group 1 and 3 taste salty to us, and salts made from group 2 and 3 do not. Okay. Then we have the sweet taste, and sweetness is often connected to the aldehydes and ketones and which contain a carbonyl group, C double bond O. Examples are the glucose, aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin. Next type of taste is umami, associated with the amino acid monosodium glutamate. And there is a examples are the mushrooms and tomatoes. So glutamic acid will form also the monosodium glutamate. These two are responsible for the umami taste. Next, we have the kokumi, and this is not the sixth. This is also known as the sixth taste, but it is not recognized further, and it is sometimes translated as heartiness or mouthfulness, and describes the compounds in food that don't have their own flavor but enhance the flavors with which they are combined. And these compounds include the calcium, protamine found in milk or fish sperm, which is eaten in the Japan and Russia, L-histidine, an amino acid in glutathione, and glutathione found in the yeast extract. Thus, a molecule is perceived by the receptors on our tongues is dependent on the chemical makeup of the molecule. So, monal chemical center is mechanism and functions of the taste and the smell and define the broad significance of these senses in human health and the diseases. So, this is the figure of the electronic tongue, and it is basically worked by the sensors. So in the presence of the dissolved compound, a potentiometric difference is measured between the 7 sensors and the reference electrode, and each sensor has a specific organic membrane which interacts with ionic, neutral, and chemical compounds present in the liquid sample in a specified or specific manner. Any interaction of the membrane interface is detected by the sensor and converted into the electronic signal. So there is a taste analyzer instrument, and their sampling is whether manually or either auto sampler, and detection technology is CAMFET sensor. Sensor is required for that, and their applications are the R&D formulation and formulation of the product, development and benchmarking. Okay. So this is the data processing systems and data. This is the chemometric techniques, of type of multivariate statistics used in the analytical field, provide data processing which consists of a recognition, classification and identification and multivariate calibration. So statistical analysis is required, like principal component analysis. It uses qualification, exploration and discrimination, and application is initial formulation of studies. Next, we have statistical analysis of discrimination, factorial analysis, also known as DFA. So its use is discrimination and identification and recognition of the unknown sample. Soft independent modeling of class analogy is good, bad modeling, and quality control against the reference good product. Partial least square is PLS, quantification is done, and quantification of the bitterness against the sensory panel. Okay. Next, we have the electronic eye. Electronic eye is basically iris, and camera imaging is 16 million colors imaging, and integrated, it is zoomed and automated monitoring by the software. There is a light cabin which is reproducible, lightning conditions, D65 compliant, 6700 Kelvin color temperature, top and bottom lightning is there, large measurement surface is there. Then EI Alpha Soft software. So it is there is required a data acquisition, automated color calibration, data processing, color and shape analysis, multivariate statistics, principal components analysis, and statistical quality control, etc. is required for that. So this is the potential application areas. We require a raw material, then their processing and end product, and then we will store that. So raw material is the quality of raw material, type to true to type, taints pickup and storage life, and deterioration in transport. Processing is basically ensure processes are operating correctly, and product true to type, taints pickup and packaging, odors, and deterioration in aroma, taste, quality. Now, what are the limitations? So qualitative and identification of compounds are not possible. Lack of getting quantitative data for aroma differences and type of sensors, operating conditions, sampling protocol, airflow, temperature, humidity, and appropriate sensor type is volatile compounds. Loss of sensitivity in the presence of water vapor or high concentrations of a single component like the alcohol. Sensor drift and the inability to provide absolute calibration, and relatively shorter life of some sensors is there. and method development work for each specific applications, and high sensitivity towards the human nose correlation problem, and lack of sensitivity to the odors of interest, and interference of non-odorous molecules and non-linearity. So what are the advantages required? There is no reagent is required, no pre-treatment of the sample, sensitivity, selectivity, rapid. It is a rapid test and non-destructive on line quality control or manufacturing. We will use it. Okay. For the color, instead of Enos, we can also use Hunter Color Lab system. Okay. And then for the feel texture, we will using the texturometer or penetrometer. And next we have the conclusion. So very effective tools for odor, taste, color analysis. It will give fast results, online quality control, potential replacer for human panel. It is partially because ultimately the product is consumed by the consumers, and it is a subjective approach, and the type of taste we require is only tell by the subjective methods. It is just a instrumentation methods. Okay, so knowledge of multivariate analysis and projection techniques. As on today, the sensory analysis is it is still far from the sensitivity and selectivity of a mammalian nose. A sensory panel is necessary to define the desired product quality, which can then be used to train the system. And it could occasionally replace sensory analysis and even perform better than a sensory panel in routine work, or in case where non-odorous or irritant gases needed to detect it. Okay, so there is a use of e-nose. So some facts on smell and taste. So taste is mostly 75% of smell. Then all smells are small molecules. Insect antennae attached to the electronic circuits are being used as an odor sensors. And dogs can distinguish non-identical twins by smell, but not identical twins. And sniffer rats have been used to detect explosives. Everyone has a unique smell. Nobel Prize for Medicine in 2004, Richard Excel and Linda B. Buck, Columbia University, USA, for their discoveries on the odorant receptors and the organization of the olfactory system. From this session, questions may be asked like explain the sensory techniques used in the food industry. Then you have to explain all of this, whatever I'll teach you in this session. So that is enough for today's session. I hope this is clear to all. Thank you so much for watching this session.